Here's something really cute I found while I was investigating. There's tiny little plants growing in it. I wish I could leave them, but maybe I can. Or maybe I can grow them in something else, but life always finds a way. Why was that creepy? You can see my nose hairs. No, not that. But there they are. There's one long one. Life always finds a way.
This is the beginning of the journey.
The beginning of the adventure.
Round 2.
Continue the step I'm already in.
So it's day 2 of painting. But it's coming right out.
I forgot the paintbrushes.
Alright folks, so first time back in the truck and it does leak.
There's something going on catching the water maybe in here. Unclear, but it's coming out of here. Can't have that. Similar situation over here. But I think that's a different issue. I think that's the seal. I think this is the window. So that's important. And then over here, I noticed this at first. So it's dripping from here. And like along this seam. I wonder if it's because we're out of line. I was already gonna have to figure that out. I think it's because I'm on a big tilt, but I'm not always gonna be flat. Most of the time I won't be flat, so.
But definitely the problem is that because I'm at a slant, and because the water's running down this corner, it just drips over the edge, collects in this channel here, until that fills up.
Until it drips out of here, goes along this surface and collects here. There's water here. Water. Oh, maybe that's how I collect water. No.
This drip here is not ideal. So I gotta figure out like a little spigot or like extra material to do something like that. Yeah, I might just leave my fingers there. That's the end of the channel.
Ooh, drip. There's a strong drip out of the corner. I'll figure out where it came from.
Those are the first 2 big problems to fix. 3 problems, 4 problems. It stayed dry. Like, it's not like it's wet in here or like the rest of the surfaces are dry. I mean, you know, like it doesn't spread around. I'm just trying to paint a rosy picture on it. It's not that bad.
Alright, so first things first, I gotta clean this place. The previous owner was in landscaping. So there's just plenty of like, just like normal dust and dirt. Some leaf debris and stuff like that. And you know, whatever dust is collected up there, both sides are pretty nasty. I'll get that. Whatever mess I make cleaning that will end up on the floor, and then I'll clean the floor second. Order of operations. Oh, I just saw another drip.
This is full of water too. Something's leaking here. Oh, it's this. Okay, so this leaks. That can be resealed, I think.
Gravity affects truck life. Finding out immediately. And we leak. We leak in a couple ways from that gap there. And I keep getting bummed describing this. I want to be like the upbeat channel. I think I'm allowed to just be tired, and I think you just want it to be easy. Wouldn't it be cool if ... And it's not easy. I have to reseal a lot of things. The way that this is set up, it's a great invention. I like how it's built. This tilts down. In order to keep that function, it makes it a lot harder to create a gasket here. Any rubber lining would be really weird in this orientation and hard to put back in place once you're going here. So I either have to make the window permanent and seal the outside edge here, or figure out some sort of gasket, some sort of lining, rubber, some corner, reinforce that corner so when it's closed, it's watertight. So I gotta clean, assess more water problems, and chill, like hang out in my truck for the first time. Oh, looking over here. Let's do it to camera. Alright, well, I'm immediately wiping the paint off the ceiling. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Just went up with water. To take the dust off the ceiling. I started losing paint really quickly. I'm folding up my towel so that I can unfold and unfold and unfold and change like a new clean surface instead of just balling it up and then using it up immediately. So that one's used, and I can use the other half, or I can unfold. This one's I didn't do didn't practice as I preached in the first round, but then as you unfold, you get new surfaces every time. So let's use this surface now. And then I'll use another fresh sheet. This is my Sistine Chapel moment. Oh, my drag name is now Sistine Chapel Rome. Sistine Chapel Rome. Maybe I'll paint this whole thing with like some sort of waterproof layer. That's a thing. That sounds like a thing. Clean patch. Clean patch. And this is where I removed paint by accident. Dirty patch. Clean patch. It's working. Thinking I want some vinegar or something. I'm worried that a little bit of this is mold and not just dust. Some patchy sections that look more like growth than collection. Might be worth it to do a little vinegar antifungal treatment before I add paint. I think I'll just clean it twice. Do this water and percussion layer, and come back through and do a vinegar bath or an antifungal bath. Spritz. Bath is a weird word to use. I think you know what I mean. Okay, so it's definitely taking in water where some electricity was added. There were floodlights, which I think I've described already, on the back, or on the top, facing backwards, and where the cables come through leaks. So we'll have to seal that up. Oh, I can see sunlight.
What does it sound like in here? What does it sound like in here? What does it sound like
Torn between taking off these like army and pro gun stickers and maybe just leaving them on as like self-defense and like security. If you want to see this.
Satisfying? Not really. What about that?
Okay, guys, I actually saved it. I got the little plant that was living in the window. We're gonna do something with it and see what kind of plant it is. Maybe it will live in the window forever. That would be lovely. I'm gonna put it in some water. Put it into some water. And that corner there, I guess. And we'll take care of it. See if we can keep it.
I did briefly take care of it and keep it. However, it kind of got lost in the fray, and I found it kind of like squished and fucked up soon after, or like an hour after.
is gonna want to be permanent there, because I want bookcases here. And once I put the bookcases in, I'm never gonna want to tilt this back forward. Okay, so you found me in round 2 of cleaning. I spent 7 hours shopping today and only spent like $20. I asked a lot of questions and got a lot of no's. People didn't have the stuff I needed for the sealant, or for new locks, or for new rubber for the wraparound of the window. I did find some boat soap for the fiberglass. I put a healthy dose of that in some warm water in a pot. I got a brush, tried to find a gentle brush so I don't scratch up or pull away fibers of the fiberglass. Stirred that up. And round 2, try to get some more grime out of this before we start sealing it up with paint and wood and whatever else. I get the dirt out. Working pretty well. There's some black grime in the deep ruts of it. Could have been mold, could have just been dust, but it's coming right out. I picked the small one on purpose so that I could get in these tight corners. Still racking up my knuckles a little bit, but at least I can reach everything. So I'm out here wiping away the dust and getting ready to reseal the outside of all the windows. So just doing my due diligence, making sure that I'm going to be adding the silicone onto a clean surface, or a relatively clean surface, and take it from there. Alright, so I got this advanced silicone from GE at Lowe's. It's got UV proofing, shrink and crack proof. Wanted something that would be mold free. Lady at Lowe's said this was a good choice.
Caulk and gun. Got some scissors that were in my back pocket. I put them over here now. So I'm going to cut at a bit of an angle, so I have a nice applicator. I have a little bit of plastic here. I was also using a broken ruler, but I've got a pen cap in case I want to draw that bead across instead of using my finger. I think before I start, I will grab that broken ruler so that I have something to scrape, keep my line, keep things clean and neat as I'm using this gooey substance. So I'll be right back and enjoy the music. It's a design ruler, a little architect ruler. Broke when I was using it or transporting it, I can't remember. The music is coming from Papa Andre's. It's truck food next to Prototype where I live. Won't live there for long. I'm sure I'll give you a whole explanation of that. There's a dog park here. I'll show you all these things. I'm trying to keep this angle because that feels satisfying. So I'm gonna cut this, do a little test on this here fake leaf, and let me move the ladder. Pause for our sponsors.
Today's episode is brought to you by the sun. I'd like to thank our sponsors, photosynthesis and biodiversity. Keep growing, fam.
Cut it at a diagonal just like this. It's harder than I thought it was. Bro. Am I doing something silly? Somebody's going to tell me, oh, there's a doodad on the caulking gun that pokes a hole. Well, I think I'm right. Yeah, you can do it with this. Yep, I knew they figured this out for me. There we go. It's got a little hole in there. And I don't want to take too much off. Like that. I'll try that first, I can always do more. I forgot to do it at an angle. Bro. So we'll see how that works. Okay. So, get it primed. Did I open it up? I'm about to find out. It's not working. typing. Bro.
Yep, missed a step.
Bro. This is covered in goo. Bro. Okay. We're in business. Hopefully I didn't mess up the whole thing by doing that, but we'll see if I can do a small little line. Not really. The whole thing is ripped open in the back, so let's see how it works. Alright. I'm going to try going around the end of it here. Yep, I gotta change how I'm standing to keep pressure on. Follow up with this edge here, press it into the crack. Okay, so you can join me on the last one. It was very messy, a lot of trial and error, a little bit more error than trial somehow. Came up with drawing a bead around the edge, following it back with the cone of the silicone, just to spread it out nice and evenly, and then draw it all clean, or at least even with the cloth. Very messy. Hands are covered in this stuff. Let's see what it does tomorrow to my skin, but this is how we did it. Take off some gunk. So I'm pressing it into the gap. Just back across it to press it in. And then I followed back with the towel. Put my finger through it like this and try to make sure that the gooey part of the towel doesn't rub against the, I was gonna say building, the truck. And just trying to artistically make a nice finish on it. And I'll see if that destroyed my hands. Good night. I think it's about midnight.
Okay, so I've been procrastinating extra hard this morning and feeling a little anxious, and I couldn't really put my finger on it. I just don't want to see how this sealant came out. I don't like the liquid arts. It gives me anxiety to work with paint and silicone. It's my first time working with silicone. It's very sticky, and you just kind of have to trust your glide across it to make a final pass. And I made a dozen final passes and just kept going back and touching and touching and touching, and that's my problem with paint and everything, is I don't know when to stop, and generally the first or second pass does it. We'll see what kind of rings I have around the windows. I guess I've been subconsciously nervous to see it. We'll find out together. I've lived here for 3 years, and we have floods on our block. Like, we had to get dumbwaiters. I got dumbwaiters because I wanted to have everybody cross the river and have a little adventure on the island that's in the middle of our river outside of our building. This is our building, where prototype is. And the whole block would flood.
Yeah, we call this Patterson Car Wash.
We use those dumbwaiters to, that's not what they're called. Yeah, the fishing over
shoulder. Listen to my words. You know what I'm talking about. You walk through the water with them. And so this is how we would ferry goods, and this whole block would fill up with water. And just as I'm leaving, they're doing all kinds of construction to fix it. Oh, the universe. Alright, so let's see how it came out. Actually did pretty well in the dark. Left a little bit too much on here, but at least they're like round. Up there, LA. So I plan on showing you all my mistakes too. I did quite a disservice to not only the silicone, but to my gun that I bought yesterday. Didn't poke a hole in the tip. Was too excited to start, and I fucked up. By not pressing the hole, I just burst through the back side of the silicone, and this is what it looks like. Pulled that back off, and yep, got half set, half gooey resin to try to take off, and silicone to take off, and we'll see how that works. I gotta hire a cameraman or woman. Alright. Let's see what this does. If you're gonna do a job, do it right. That's what my dad taught me. And it's a theme. It's how I work, both on art and in work. If you're gonna do a job, do it right. But also, don't waste time. That's not an adage. It's just good advice. So, it's meant for dirty jobs. It can be a little dirty. So, as you can see, I made a mess. Got a habit of doing that. It's not pretty. It's not a medium I have practice at, and I think it's gonna water seal it though. I think it's gonna do the job. Let's have a look at the final product.
Ooh. Ah.
It's giving beach diorama, and I'm really excited about it. Look at this gorgeous one. Look at these tiny little tumbled stones. They're beautiful. Definitely gonna make a diorama, like an Irish coast diorama. Here we go.
In the arms of an angel, fly away.
Cool. That's my camera, I guess. When I look there, I'm in camera. Is that true? We'll find out and edit. Hi, audience. I'll start to look here more often instead of over here. 'Cause that's me. This is me looking at me. This is me looking at you. Hi. All right.